Hello and welcome to the home buying process A to Z. We are the 𝐕𝐤𝐿𝐴 team. Are you a first-time home buyer in Canada? Today we are going to teach you how to speak like a real estate agent.
The other day we were setting up showings for our buyers, and one of the houses they wanted to see was conditionally sold. So when we called him and said, "Hey, do you still want to go to the house? It's conditionally sold." And he said, "What's that mean? It's sold or not sold?"
So they don't understand it's sold or conditional sold. That's why today we realize that we, as a real estate agent, we talk in two different languages. And so for a lot of buyers and sellers, they have no idea what our terminologies are. Let's say the house is sold conditional, buyer representation agreement, buyer customer service relationship.
Let's start with an easy one. Listing agent versus buyer agent. Sounds kind of simple, right? But they have two different responsibilities. As a listing agent, they are working for the seller. As a buyer agent, they are working for the buyers.
Okay, kind of easy. Yeah, but if you are looking for houses right now, don't just call the listing agent if you don't think yourself is experienced enough. You do want to have your own representative going to look after your best interest. If you just follow the listing agent, then you will get yourself in a situation which is called the dual agency relationship. But dual agency relationship comes into two different ways.
The first one is you have got the listing agent only, and he is working for both the buyer and the seller. The second one is you have two agents from the same brokerage, one working for the buyer and the other one working for the seller.
For the third scenario, even when the listing agent has the same fiduciary duties to both parties, having a dual agent can easily lead to distrust. Definitely we try and create as much transparency as possible to mitigate this, but it can be sometimes be a drawback to both parties.
It's a situation that a lot of time can be very complicated to navigate, but if done correctly, a good agent can manage both sides with the buyer and the seller to find the fairest possible deal between the two parties. They have to make sure they don't privilege one over the another one. It's a delicate balance. It can be done right by a good agent.
However, sometimes it can also be abused. So if you are at all ever nervous, go and get your own realtor looking after your best interest. Because when an agent represents both parties, it's harder for him to be really transparent and protect both sides' best interest.
Oh yes, because the buyers always want to buy a house at the lowest price, but the seller want it at the highest price. How to make it happen if there is only one agent representing both parties? Because the listing agent must have to be fair to both sides.
But some buyers tend to feel that the offer is going to be the best one because they think they have more inside information. When they work with a seller's agent, my recommendation is it's not necessarily the case. Sometimes there could be lawsuits because it's quite tricky to balance the both parties' best interests.
By the way, we also have another relationship terminology between a buyer and the listing agent, which is not aware by most buyers, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's called the buyer-customer relationship in that situation. The real estate agent's responsibility and duties are limited. The agent only has to be fair and honest, but they don't have obligation to protect the buyer's best interest. If you are experienced enough in buying and selling homes, you might be comfortable with accepting the customer option.
In our next episode, we will teach you more terminology and phrases that real estate agents use every day.
Thank you today for joining us. We appreciate it. This is 𝐕𝐤𝐿𝐴, your neighborhood realtor. If you have any other real estate questions, please feel free to contact us.